We've spoken before about how powerful leverage can be when it comes to building a property portfolio, but sometimes cash is the real ace up your sleeve. In this video, I'll break down 3 situations where buying with cash can give you a real advantage, and I'll also cover a critical mistake investors sometimes make with cash. So make sure you stick around to the end. First up, buying with cash can be incredibly useful when the mortgage market is in a rough patch, and right now we could be entering another bumpy period. The uncertainty around the new Trump tariffs, the rising trade tensions, and the market reactions is already causing nervousness in the financial world. When global uncertainty increases, whether it's tariffs, elections, or unexpected inflation figures, lenders often tighten up. Mortgage products get pulled, criteria becomes stricter, and rates can spike almost overnight. We've seen it happen plenty of times. One bit of bad news, and mortgage deals disappear while lenders scramble to reprice. If you find a great property during one of these periods, buying with cash can give you a huge advantage. You can lock in a deal without being forced into borrowing at the worst possible time. Then, once the market settles and rates improve, you have the option to refinance on much better terms. Of course, it's not without risk. Rates might stay high longer than expected. You'll need to be prepared to either leave your cash tied up or refinance at less than ideal rates if the market doesn't move your way. But in volatile markets, cash gives you flexibility, and flexibility can be your biggest strength. The second situation where cash really shines is when you're planning to add value to the property. If you're buying something tired or run down, fixing it up, and then aiming to refinance at the new higher value, using cash makes everything smoother. You could buy with a mortgage, but there are some real drawbacks. Early repayment penalties can be costly. Lenders often don't like mortgages being paid off a few months after completion. And bridging finance, well, designed for short-term use, can be expensive and pile on extra pressure. Buying with cash skips all that stress. You can complete the refurbishment on your timeline, focus on adding real value, and then refinance properly once the improvements are locked in. But a word of caution, some lenders will want you to have owned the property for at least 6 months before they'll offer a mortgage, so you'll need to plan around that. And when it comes to refinancing, remember that the valuer might not always see your improvements the same way you do. You'll need strong evidence to back up your new value, and even then, you might not pull out quite as much cash as you originally expected. That's why before you buy, it's a smart move to have a conversation with a good mortgage broker. Get a realistic view up front so you're not caught out later. The third situation, and maybe the most obvious, is when you need to move fast to grab a deal. In property, sometimes speed really is everything. If a seller's under pressure, maybe because a chain has collapsed, they're facing financial difficulties, or they simply want certainty, a cash buyer can be exactly what they're looking for. Cash buyers remove the risk of delays with mortgage approvals, last-minute lender changes, or down valuations causing sales to fall through. At Let Property, we've seen many cases where sellers will accept a slightly lower price in return for a cash buyer who can move quickly and guarantee a deal. And of course, if you're buying at auction, cash is pretty much essential. Auction timelines are strict, usually requiring completion within 28 days, and failure to meet them can cost you your deposit. That said, it's important to remember cash doesn't always win. If a seller isn't in a hurry, they might still prefer a higher offer from a mortgage-backed buyer. So, use your cash wisely in the right situations where speed and certainty are genuinely valuable. If you're thinking about buying or selling a tenanted property, or just want some honest advice about building your portfolio the right way, get in touch with us at Let Property. We specialise in helping investors buy and sell properties with tenants already in place, achieving stronger yields and smoother transactions. Click the link below to view our list of over 1,000 tenanted properties that have been fully vetted and pre-checked by our compliance team. Quick, click the link below and also hit subscribe when you're down there.